It's time for
DodgerHeads.
high fly ball into right field. Dodgers have won it all in 2020. Shohei Ohtani, 50-50 club. Strikes him out. There's a drive. Shohei Ohtani. Freeman hits the ball. She is gone. Birds of party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Good morning, guys. Welcome in to DodgerHeads Unplugged with Scotty G, presented by DodgerBlue.com. How we doing? Happy Friday. Not much to be excited about from this past series, but it's great to see all of you. Welcome into the early birds. Appreciate you guys all being in here. Thanks for starting your Friday off. Hopefully you got some stuff, fun stuff planned for us tonight. Catch a Dodger game. Hopefully they turn around and catch a dub, get back on the winning ways. What's up, chat? Craig, Matty Man, Eden, Ray, good to see all of you. JY, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Laura, thanks for joining us. Shelly, everybody. We got some interesting topics to get into today. Some really peculiar quotes, stuff that wasn't televised by SNLA. And we're going to dive into that. I know Blake Williams had some that we posted on Dodger Blue. 1958.com that I'm going to put up as well. Stuff for really, kind of gets into the weeds and kind of the vibe of the clubhouse here. But just going to do some general housekeeping stuff here. Welcome in. Yeah, do us a favor, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell here on the road to 100K subscribers. Thank you for tuning in, making us a part of your daily routine. If you're listening after the fact on anywhere you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, however you do it. Probably every single outlet you could find. If you're listening on Facebook, watching on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, appreciate you joining in. Early quick stuff here. Good to see everybody in. Good morning, JY. What's up, man? Yeah, we've got somebody early on. Gabby this morning, really early. Certainly struggling to enjoy the Dodgers. Yeah, I get that. It's weird times for sure. Dodgers 78 and 62. Their recent stretch has been horrific. I bet a lot of people turned the game off early yesterday. I definitely headed out. I definitely headed out. I won't lie. I tuned in. I was watching the score bug, but I didn't watch the end of that game. Couldn't do it. Once I saw the broken bat stuff, went to the park, worked on some stuff with the kiddo, worked on some softball stuff with the kiddo, but it just uninspiring baseball. It's stuff that, like a week ago, we'd be like, we're not seeing this stuff, but now it just looks like they're just going through the motions, just waiting to fail. Something's waiting to go wrong. There's no juice in the squeeze at the moment. And that's the uncharacteristic part that is it the new norm? Chat, is it the new norm for this team? Yeah. Donk says, Dodgers not gritty like gritty Scotty G, man. Look, this Dodgers team doesn't have, remember that gritty stuff from last year? Might have been the year prior. It was the year prior to that. That was some gritty ball. 2023 had some gritty wins. Last year was gritty stuff. Post All-Star break, trade deadline. Once, and they really started to get all that stuff, all the ducks in a row. That was some gritty baseball. You could see the things, but now it's like guys having down years across the board. Bill Plunkett, shout out to him. He had some great quotes. He was on Foul Territory the other day with Scotty Braun. And went as far as to say that, look, this Dodgers team might not be as great as, we think or they think they are. We see how the front office lines it up. They know, start out hot, go to, coast your way to the playoffs, get healthy, and go from there. And that very well may still happen. We sit here on September 5th. That very well may still happen. Look, 2 games up on the San Diego Padres, 5-5 in their last 10. Doesn't look great. I tweeted out yesterday, I said, look, getting swept, another uninspiring performance against a sub-level team. Can't do this. I know the Pirates are playing good ball. Doesn't matter. I'm going to flat out say it doesn't matter. Yeah, Karma says this. All you can do is laugh. So enough of the retread of the stuff. Things very like can happen. It very well may turn itself around. Not happening right now. They have an opportunity tonight. It hasn't happened up until this point. A lot of things got to click right. Stuff in the clubhouse has to click right. We got an early super chat here. Baseball Geek says, I find it telling that Miguel Rojas is the spokesperson for the players. Could this be the issue of leadership? It's interesting. I don't necessarily think that that's the focal point, because like a leadership issue, a lot of issues have compounded on each other here. And the Dodgers are just playing terrible ball. We've known for a fact that Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani are not outspoken guys. Like they're the classic term, the rah-rah type of individual. That stuff's never been there for those guys. They move, they lead by example, they lead by their play. And look, Freddie Freeman will tell you he's not having the greatest year, even though he's having an amazing year. For his age, what he's been able to do, the level of consistency, but the body of work. Freddie Freeman looks at his stuff like body of work things, like as a team, as a unit. Are the Dodgers playing well? Then he'll lend more to that side. So I would say, like, as far as like leadership goes, I mean, Dave Roberts is a heck of a skipper. And when things aren't going right, everybody's frustrated. Yeah, BC, I know. Uh, I wouldn't say that. I think Miguel Rojas is fine in front of the camera. He's good at articulating, the thoughts and the feelings of the clubhouse. So he's fine in that sense. And he's out on the field. He's been around a long time. So I'm okay with Miguel Rojas doing it. And if he's the only one that wants to go in front of the camera and say it like at length, a lot of players, they just, media, their players do the media a favor to speak to them. I'm been big on that. The players don't have, they may be obligated, but they don't have to speak to the media and give every single thing. Every player could Bill Belichick and just say, just another game and stuff like that. So Miguel Rojas going out of his way to give, a very lengthy response to questions about what's going on within the clubhouse. I'm fine with that, Baseball Geek. That's somebody who's done it for years. He's done it even with the Miami Marlins. He was the leader of that team there when they were garbage. So now he's with, a team full of superstars. They are underperforming. They just won the World Series, and Miguel Rojas is very much in a position to still, be a spokesperson for that clubhouse. I wouldn't say that like Miguel Rojas being the guy is the problem. So I wouldn't say that. They just stink right now, man. They just stink. I don't think it's the issue of leadership. But good to see you all. Let me go through a couple more things here. Yeah, Fox historically amazing. Yeah. Laura asked how jury duty was yesterday. Yeah, that's why I wasn't here. Sorry about that, guys. Wanted to give everybody an extra stream on Wednesday night so I could make up for not being here. Jury duty sucked. Almost got put on a crazy case. We're good though. We're here. Let's see. Yeah. Yoshi says Miguel. I'm assuming you're speaking to Miguel Ross. He was spot on in his interview last night. Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff that didn't get aired. So I'm going to speak about that in a few seconds. Let me see. Let's see. Early comments people want to put up. I'll speak directly to before I go in real fast. Roy says this real fast. Ride out the storm. No denying we're playing like crap. Stop putting it forward in the line a minute. If you do, stop putting in the fifth spot. Accept bad signing and move on. Yeah. I get it. Lots going wrong. Let's see. Got a super chat here. Carlos, good to see you again, man. You read the Fabian article on Athletic about the current status of the clubhouse. He mentioned Miggy remarks and said they are not enjoying the game. Yep, Carlos, I'm going to get right into that. Let me just go ahead and go with it. So Miguel Rojas last night spoke, to the media. Sportsnet LA didn't air the entire comments from him. I know Fabian Ardaya had the quotes here, Bill Plunkett as well. So credit to both of them, Ardaya with The Athletic, Bill with Southern California News Group. So appreciate them for great stories on these quotes here. Everybody take a look at their work. They have the full quotes, but I'm going to say just a good little bit of them from Miguel Rojas here. He says, still in first place, still two games ahead of the Padres. We should be able to have some fun while we're playing this game and kind of relax a little bit more. But I think when this team is together like that, we're hard to beat. Correct. That's absolutely correct. That's what, Blake Williams wrote a story directly to those things, and I agree with that sentiment for sure. The one that is concerning that I'm speaking directly to is that Miguel Rojas says, uh, let me find this real fast because he says it's quote, "It sucks. We're not feeling good, really good about it, but we have to be able to turn the page and come tomorrow with a better attitude. Not just when you're stepping into play, it's all business and all that, but we have to find a way to enjoy the game a little more." They are not, you can see it on their face, you can see it in their play. They are just flat out waiting for something wrong to happen. Waiting, you can hear that quote. Look around, a lot of veteran presence in that clubhouse, a lot of pedigree, a lot of winning, and players who have been on the opposite end, and now they're in a clubhouse where everything can go together correctly. But now, um, it's not. It's definitely not. And they are not having fun playing a game of baseball. They're going out there. Players are playing terribly. Mookie Betts is having the worst offensive season of his career. Shohei Ohtani's been slumping. The starting pitching's finally getting going, but then you look at the bottom of the order. Rookies, they're kind of getting overmatched here. Kim hasn't looked great, but he needs some more runs, so we'll see there. Alex Freeland gets sent down. Strikeout rate way up. You get the picture. Will Smith takes the ball off the hand. CT scan says he'll be okay. Don't expect him this weekend against the Baltimore Orioles. So what is happening right now is like the vibes are just in the tank. They're absolutely in the tank. Rojas goes on to say, we're not going to have the same joy, same fun when you're playing poorly for over 2 months. We know that. It's frustrating. It's embarrassing. I feel like as a team, we know what we're capable of. We're playing under the threshold. Yeah. And he goes on to say, they have over 20 games left. They understand where they're at with the season. So the players completely understand where they're at. It's just when they go out there, it's like, who's going to mess up? Who's going to F up today? Who's going to miss the opportunity? And that's bad when you're trying to turn some things around. When the entire team is slumping at the same time, when one guy is not, Mookie Betts is, turning himself around. Yeah, Matty Man says this. I was just going to toss that up. It says 22-30 since July 4th. I think only 2 teams in the National League have lower win totals since that. I think it was the Colorado Rockies and the Washington Nationals. And the Dodgers are still 2 games up here. So I can go multiple ways with my conversation right now. I can go multiple ways. I can tell you that, they're headed straight for a first round exit if this is how they continue to play, which is correct. But I can also tell you that, to what Miguel Rojas said in his quotes here, please go find those, that the team is fortunate that the rest of the National League has not passed them by, that the San Diego Padres have not passed them by. Hell, the San Francisco Giants were playing decent baseball. Dodgers could be, third place team. They could be bounced. They're playing at the point, if they didn't get such a hot start, this wouldn't be a playoff team. Their offense is dog water. So, yeah. I'm seeing a lot of the same comments, guys, about, players that shouldn't be there. I get it. I totally understand. Deho says this: Roberts is too casual. He needs to figure out a solution. The whole team is best when they are casual but succeeding. It's when they don't succeed. How do you handle it? Dave Roberts has navigated these waters before. Has it been this bad? Has it looked this bad? Because they're not playing fundamental defense. The base running is not there. And this is the first time we've seen a down year from Mookie Betts. It's the first time, that a lot of pressure has been put on rookies to fill in those roles at the back end and come kind of some bulk time here. So, and the bullpen. Somebody tried to tell me that the bullpen hasn't been as bad, or sorry, the bullpen has been worse. And I'm like, I don't think I've felt the bullpen like this in a long time. And chat, I think somebody correct me on that, or you can agree. Like, I don't remember the bullpen having this much uneasiness for quite some time. It's usually a spot where you can just hang your hat on and say, like, you know what? At the end of the day, the Dodgers will figure it out. Now it's guys are getting thrown all around the fire. They're getting, different sliding scales here. Yeah. People trying to stay positive. Another super chat here from Carlos. 22 games left. How do we finish? 11-11. Oh, I know that the San Diego Padres, I believe, get the Colorado Rockies 7 more games. So 11-11. You got to keep pace here. The Dodgers schedule, I just had this pulled up here. The Dodgers schedule after Baltimore for 3, then they come back to the West Coast. They get the Rockies for 3, Giants in San Francisco for 3. And then they play 3 at home against Philadelphia. Giants come back into LA, D-backs, and then they play a tough series to end the year against the Seattle Mariners, who are fighting. Like, the Seattle Mariners are fighting. Second spot in the American League West. So it's going to be a tough thing. It's going to be a tough go. They've got to figure it out, man. They've got to figure out a way to turn their season around for sure. They've got to turn the tide. They've got to do something. Yeah. Looking at Miguel Rojas's quotes again, it further shows, what we all see on the field when one of those moments happen. And I keep drawing it. Anthony Witrado, he said, like, last night, that this series is the one that, if things go south, like if things just don't go right and they get bounced in the first round and it's just not a good showing, that we look back on and we say, yeah, that's when we knew. I mean, we all kind of knew a little bit prior that this team had its issues. But you look back at this series against the Pittsburgh Pirates, was this team that great? Was this team that good? Or are they just playing one of the worst stretches that we've seen in a long time? Embarrassing stretches. So we've definitely seen worse stretches, like the losing streak in 17, 18. But this is definitely one where it's like they can't keep finding ways to lose games. Cannot keep finding ways to lose games like this. That's how I feel. Yeah. Chat. Series coming up against the Baltimore Orioles. 3-game set in Baltimore. I'm expecting, I saw somebody talk about it earlier. I know the Baltimore Orioles are playing good baseball. Dean Kramer on the mound for the Orioles, who's had a really tough go. He is a very generic right-hander, throws in the low 90s, sinker gets banged. Yeah, Eden brings this up. 1-16 stretch. Yeah, that was a tough one. It was 2017. It was brutal. Thank you, Shelly. Yeah. Yes, Johnny. Dave Roberts' extension is guaranteed. This isn't optimism, like blind optimism. I think the Dodgers can take care of business against Dean Kramer. You've got Tyler Glasnow tonight. He has been trending, and I expect him to keep building on that. You get 3 good starters for the Dodgers again. Does it matter if they have the starting pitching advantage? Trevor Rogers has been electric, and I know, TQT said this in the second game. So on Saturday, Yamamoto and Trevor Rogers, lefty from the Orioles, former Marlins prospect. Rogers has been stellar. He's been very good. So that'll be a tough matchup there. But I expect the Dodgers to, hopefully after last night, when comments like that from Miguel Rojas get made public, that's a different type of thing. So I hope you all follow that. That's a different type of thing. Those things matter. When a vet airs those things out to the media, players know about it, even though it might be the vibe there when it goes to the point of being outspoken about it to the public, and it gets out there. You saw how SNLA did not air the rest of it, but those comments get out there because thankfully we have reporters there. Shout out to Bill Plunkett, Fabian. Appreciate them for getting that stuff out there. So go check those things out. Alex, rewind the thing. Watch after. Pull back up. Give me your comments down in the comment section there. Same thing. If you're watching afterwards, I paraphrase some quotes there, toss some quotes up. But Miguel Rojas gave some insight to the vibe of the Dodgers clubhouse right now and kind of where it's at there. Yeah. So we'll see. I like Tyler Glasnow tonight. I really do. I like what he's done lately. He showed some different things here. I think the Dodgers take care of business against Dean Kramer and flip that thing away from getting swept here. Aaron says, got some key guys coming back, game changers due back. Problem is we keep digging ourselves into a massive hole. Vibes are insanely low. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for the super chat, Aaron. Thank you, man. It just feels that the runners in scoring position stuff, it's that cloud. Somebody's got to break that thing. Whether it keeps happening that like they look around, like I miss Tommy Edman. I tweeted that out for the pregame thing. I said it yesterday too, put out a funny thing. Like I miss Tommy Edman. I miss Max Muncy. I miss the vibes from Tommy Edman. I miss him going up there, platoon matchup, going out there, banging one, good vibes. No good vibes right now. This team looks old. This team looks like they're in a rut and they look old. No way about it. So have I reached the point of being critical and exhausted from doing that? You're damn right. You're damn right. You could probably hear it. Being fiery about watching the team underperform this hard, you get that moment, and then at a certain point, it just no more. So won't be overly optimistic, but how much worse can it get? Can it? If Will Smith had a significant injury, then it definitely could have been worse. But hopefully, you don't see him this weekend. Rest that hand up. Dalton Rushing gets some time, gets in a rhythm. He almost pumped one against Paul Skeens, and he had some good swings against him. So that was really nice to see. I loved what I saw there from Dalton. Get some confidence there. Yeah, game came down to the wire there yesterday. So I didn't expect them to battle, but they did. So yeah, I expect the Dodgers to take care of business today. Hopefully Tyler Glasnow goes out there, takes care of business. I expect him to. He's been building. So starting pitching, I'm still intrigued by it. Big pitching guy. I'm in favor of 1-0 games because of great starting pitching more than the rest, and I understand that. That's boring old school ball, but good pitching is good pitching for me. Let's see. Yeah, Johnny says old, slow, and uninspiring. They just look old. They look run down right now. Beat down, run down, old. You got to have some charge. One of the young guys has to give him some juice. Has to happen. Wish it was Freeland though. If Alex Freeland was hitting, it'd be a whole different story. James says, let's face it, it's not the Dodgers' year. Yeah. I mean, I would say that you could look at it both ways. You could say like it's not the Dodgers' year because we saw exactly who they were in early September, late like August, early September, and you knew exactly what the team was. Or you can look at it that, this is just exactly what they do. They just stumble their way towards the post, get hot at the right time, and go from there. I'm just saying that like the fact that the starting pitching is staying at 9, if 10 is where you succeed and 10 is where you can make it happen, then their starting pitching is staying exactly right there where they can compete. It'd be a whole different ball game if Blake Snell didn't have to pitch perfectly every time, and worry about CNI singles and broken bat stuff leaking through and runs, different things. I'd be red alert concerned if the starting pitching was in the dumpster and all 3 areas were bad. BC says, yeah, 2.5 starters last year. Yeah, last year wasn't their year. Yep. It wasn't. Offense was in a beautiful spot, runners in scoring position galore, but they're not doing those things right now. They're not doing those things. BC, I'm glad you said this. He said Dodgers needed some young guys to fill in and perform. Unfortunately, we look old. And guys like Rushing, Freeland, Roki, etc., have not performed. Agree. I totally agree. B.L. Boyd. I love you, bro. But what in the hell makes you say that you expect the Dodgers to take care of business today? Dean Kramer, man. Dean Kramer. Like look at his profile, his makeup as that. I know they haven't taken care of business for 2 months. I get that. I expect starting pitching to keep them in a good spot. I didn't say the offense was going to carry him, but I said Tyler Glasnow, I expect him to keep building, and I expect them to at least tack on a few against Dean Kramer. He's not a very inspiring right-hander. But with that being said, he's going to go out there and throw 7 shutty. Does that make you happy? Yeah, BL. I hear you, man. But I'm purely looking at it from matchup standpoint here. If you broad stroke everything, then it's just, then you could just say the rest of the year is cooked, no matter what you do. So I look at this on a day-to-day thing, and I'm going to look at tonight's matchup exclusively. The rest of the weekend, we'll keep checking in there, touching tabs on social media, and go from there. Yeah, Shelly, look, she says, making me depressed and anxious. I need some hopium. Okay. Give her some hopium. Let's do it. You've got a revolving door at the bottom of the lineup. I spoke for the past few days about since late June, the Dodgers haven't had their regular lineup. And I'm sure the top 4, top 5 in the lineup are tired of seeing the young, like the bottom of the order, consistently failing. And Dave Roberts has no consistency in there. I know for a fact Dave Roberts does not enjoy penciling Michael Conforto into his lineup, let alone in the 5th spot. I know for a fact that he does not enjoy putting Michael Conforto in the lineup. That's a fact. That's a fact. People ask who else would they put in there? They don't have anybody else. They don't have anybody else. Tommy Edman's not there. Max Muncy's not there. Alex Freeland didn't hit. Ha-Seong Kim is a contact guy who plays second base. They probably grades out probably as a poor outfield defender, and they're not going to start him out there all the time. Paul Skeens made him look silly. So who else do they have? Alex Call is a platoon guy, uninspiring platoon guy with weak bat. It's another reason why I didn't like how the deadline went. The hopium, Shelly, is that you've got, says this right here. We've been testing our level of depth. They won't call up Ryan Ward. They won't see what he's got. They don't like him. The internal stuff, internal metrics, however they grade him, they don't want to expose him at the big league level. I don't know why. I don't know why they won't give him a shot with things that are all bad. So my hope, Shelly, is that they hold on long enough to get Max Muncy back, because the offense has turned around and Max Muncy in the lineup. It just has, flat out. No matter where they've been at, Max Muncy comes in and has surged the lineup. So he goes in there, things change. Tommy Edman goes in there. I know he hasn't had the greatest year prior, but he's been hurt. Ankle's been bothering him. So I'm definitely going to bank on that. Get those 2 guys in there, get some dudes back in the regular roles, and just go from there. Conforto, slide him to a very, very sub spot. Like, far too many at bats for what he is. Like, tired of talking about Michael Conforto. It's going to be distant memory. Very distant memory. Yeah. Yeah. Shelly, I got you. So things aren't all lost. Like I said, if the pitching wasn't great, then it would be in a different spot. But the starting pitching has been phenomenal. They have taken care of business. They're doing their thing. Yeah. And Matty Man says this: you can argue that Muncy is more valuable in this lineup than everyone else. It's that top part. It's that top part, Matty Man. It's that top part. Because 1 through 4, you kind of know who they're going to be. It's that middle spot where it bridges the rest. And you don't want to keep putting guys on. And Max Muncy is just pummeled. So I'm good with that. Yeah. Karma Smith says it's hilarious that both Padres and the Dodgers are choking. Yeah. Thankfully. Shelly, enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah. Get some work done for sure. There is hopium left to be had. It's not doomer all the time. It'd be different if they weren't in first place. They have some wiggle room here. Yoshi says if Muncy turns his team around, he's going to get paid. I mean, he's got a very bargain-friendly 1-year team option after the year for 2026. So that will be picked up for sure. I would love him to retire as a Dodger. If he continues on this trend, I think Max Muncy's just at the point where it's like he's not going to cash out. He'll just, stay in a spot that's comfortable to keep him producing, because I think that matters to a lot of players. Let's see. Lucas says this. He says, is Muncy and Edman back due next week? Yeah, I believe so. They're currently on rehab assignments. Both look good. I know Tommy Edman, I think he had a hard hit ball yesterday. I think he got a knock. He had like a ball like a 102, so that bodes well. Max Muncy, you watch his at bats, he's always in there just working counts. He's just you can look at him. His mannerisms are always hilarious because they're so big league. Like, he just can't wait to get back to the big league level. So love him. Hope he gets back soon. Go from there. And again, thankfully, Will Smith didn't get seriously hurt on that. So yeah. The L of the day is Dave Roberts, though. I have to give L of the night from last night, taking out Dalton Rushing there. Dalton Rushing. And it's a Rortvit. Is that how you say his name? Ben. Somebody correct me on that. I don't want to look up the pronunciation real quick. Ben, there we go. I got it. Ben Rortvit. Put him in a tough spot there at the end of the game to produce, with a chance to tie the game, take the lead. However, Dave Roberts puts him in the tough spot. Rortvit. Thank you, admin. That was a tough, yeah. L of the day to Dave Roberts for doing that. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. They didn't deserve to win that game, but and people say that was the worst move of the year. That wasn't the worst move of the year. There's been worse, but it was pretty bad. That felt like everything. Like if Dave had nothing to do with the game, if Dave had nothing to do with things going wrong, that was Dave Roberts inserting himself and saying, "Don't worry, guys. Put this one on me at the end. I got it." Tough. That was tough. Let me see. Yep. Yeah, TQT. Yes, silver lining. Shelly, if you're still here, I got a silver lining for that too. The good news, TQT says, is that Dalton Rushing got an extra 10 minutes of rest sitting out that last inning. Nice. Yeah. Yep. That was it. TQT's cooking. Without a doubt. I agree. Baseball Geek says this again. Thank you for Super Chat. I appreciate this one. He says, hope is not a strategy. Friedman had a poor season between the offseason and trade deadline signing. Yeah, his offseason signings didn't work out there. And his deadline sucked. Absolutely sucked. Uninspiring deadline. Flat out deserved the mid grade that it got. Yeah, absolutely did deserve the mid grade that it got. That's what he gets. When you lowball a franchise that's, in a window of winning, Amanda, don't worry. Guess what you can do? You can watch after the fact. Amanda says, don't miss this entirely. You can roll this thing right back. It's not going anywhere. Yeah. So Al Potter says, if you've already thrown the white towel, please don't tell your players to play in the audience to watch Mr. Roberts. Good point. Good point. I bet Dave in that moment, I want to know what people think Dave was thinking in that spot. What was Dave Roberts thinking in that spot when he takes out Dalton Rushing with like, this team doesn't have a pulse, no chance, and then you see the Dodgers start to claw their way back. And Ben Rortvedt finds his way into a spot to take the lead with Dalton Rushing already looking great prior. I don't know, like, what was Dave Roberts thinking? Chat, put those in there. Type that in for me so I could read that. I want the best response. The best response. I'm all put up on there. No profanity. I can't put that on there. I'll get an air horn. I can't do that. What was he thinking? All right. Shelly says, thanks for the hopium. Yeah, anytime. We're at that point. Won't be always positive, but there's definitely time for the hopium, or at least the positives that still remain. You can only talk about. Look. I'll be honest. I don't know how some people around baseball media just continuously do on that. That's why, like, I say Dodgers fans are spoiled and like media members are spoiled because it's like things have been so good. What do you do when things are just consistently bad? Like covering the Colorado Rockies or Pittsburgh Pirates, you're probably just angry all the time. You can't do that. There's no way. That's no way. So you get your stuff out, you air it out, and then you're like, all right, now how do we? What's left? What do you got left? And Dodgers thankfully have a 2-game lead left, and there's still ball to play. So let me see. Let me see the best things here. Edward says Dave Roberts needs to be fired and replaced with Gabe Kapler. Crazy. Man. Jedi just says, this one's on me, boys. Like looks around. Yeah, Laura says Dave doesn't believe in this team either, obviously. I mean, 5-0 down. 5-0 down. Yeah, Jedi. I agree with you on that one. I can't put it up. Man just says karma. Karma. Yeah, I said he found a way to help the team out. Take the blame off them for a thing. Eden says this, probably thinking we're not scoring 5 runs in an inning, but I always say they are at any point capable of exploding and getting Dalton on. Inning of the rest was not worth it. Yeah. BC says I booed Conforto in June. I feel that ahead of things. BC, elite ball knower. Elite ball knower. Elite ball knower. Definitely. Booing helped because they scored 13 runs. Yep. I like this one here. It says Dave was thinking when you have a chance to play Ben Rortvedt, you do it. When you got a chance, you do it. You do it. You do it. Just flat out. When he's up there, you give him a shot. You don't take that moment away from him. You look him square in the face and you say, Benny, it's your time. This is your time. Then he caved. Lucas says, what's the brand of your ceiling fan? Come on, man. I'm not that ceiling fan. Yeah, the guy, wouldn't leave it alone. Got you. Yeah. Carlos says, did the Steve Urkel voice. I used to be able to do a really good Steve Urkel voice. Now I do that. Like, yeah. We really love Ben's fight. So Dave, putting Ben, at the end of the game there, ninth inning, chance to tie the game, take the lead. Walk me through your thoughts. Just really love Ben's fight. I loved him in that spot. Yeah. I mean, look, I get where he's at. I don't like punting games. I don't like taking stuff out. I know you want to protect your catcher, get him off his feet. He's a rookie, man. Like, he had the best swings of the day. No need to do that. You just don't. You don't have to do it. Odd move. Like Ben's compete. Big compete guy. Love Ben's compete. Yeah. Okay. I'll take a few questions here, and then we'll go from there. And then I'll get you guys out of here on your Friday. Let you enjoy the rest of your work day. If you're tuning in at work, bypassing the ad blocker or site blocker, I appreciate you tuning in. If you're listening after the fact, don't forget, comment down below, rate, subscribe, do all the things for us. Appreciate you. Thank you. BC says this. Despite all this, Dodgers are third in runs per game. That hot start at the beginning of the year is just absolutely doing so much of the work. So much of the work. After July 4th, they've just been abysmal. What a ball club. You know what? Well, you know what, BC? We're going to look back. Dodgers just find a way to get it all together. Max Muncy is the infinity stone. We knew we had no idea all along. Tommy Edman comes back, elite platoon guy, elite role player. My Tommy Edman. Teoscar Hernandez finds a way to hit with runners on. We look back and what did we know? What did the front office know? Yeah. That deadline sucked. Al Potter says, yeah, who's the catcher for Rushing? Yeah, the new catcher who replaces Rushing can't even hit in the minors. Yeah, he's just a guy they can call up and they won't mind DFAing. That's the thing. You don't want to just start the clock or bring somebody else up. You don't want to lose, Rorkvet is somebody that they can bring up who's on the 40, that if they do, when Will Smith comes back, you can just cut ties with them and not worried about it. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Question. Let me see these here. Yeah. Eden says, is it possible that playing the Rockies, maybe getting Muncy, Edman, Vesia, and Will Smith all back, that could be the spark? Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree with all of that. That could be the spark, and that has to be the spark, right? We kind of all agree there, chat, everybody. Like, that has to be the spark. If it's not, then the team is left for dead. That's it. That'll be it. You'll need, if that doesn't work out, then you'll need another like 2018 Matt Kemp moment playing against the Arizona Diamondbacks. You could still hear Steiner, like, Dodgers are back from the dead. Like, you'll need a moment like that shocks life. Like, if you don't get life getting 4 key guys back, Tommy Edman, Max Muncy, Alex Vesia, and Will Smith back into the lineup, then that's it. I don't know what to tell you. If that doesn't work out and provide some lineup regularity, it doesn't matter. So they are who they are right now until those things get back to normal and they have an opportunity tonight to flip it around. And that's it. Let's see. Craig says this. I just can briefly answer it. He says, question, is Dave out of excuses after Edman, Muncy get back? Dave's going to stick up for his team, but the excuses for the rest of the guys underperforming, I mean, again, Craig, Dave's not hitting. Dave Roberts saying he likes his guys in there. He's going to go to bat for them. He can keep saying that till he's blue in the face. As far as the other guys in the lineup, if they don't perform, then they're out of excuses. Then that's them out of excuses. So Dave's going to put his best guys in, I'm sure, because he sorely misses them. So if that doesn't work out, then yeah, the whole org will be out of excuses. And then it's a loss thing. Foxy says, do you miss CT3? I would take Chris Taylor. I would take James Outman over Michael Conforto. I would take James Outman over Michael Conforto. That's how much I'm over this spot. Yeah, that's it. So if that doesn't tell you how much, so yes, I would take CT3. At least CT3 is a Dodgers, one of the GOATs for me. Not one of the great. You guys get what I mean. It's a term of endearment. That's where it's at. So yeah, I would take CT3 there for sure. All right. I don't care he's hitting 191. Still don't know. It's better than it's better than Michael Conforto. Get him out. All right. Let's see. Cool. Any more? I'll take one more question and then we're headed out. Why don't they call up Chris Oakey? Somebody they want to lose. Chris Oakey's got value. Just to the org. Rod, it's a good question here. He says, "Are we confident that Tommy Edman will be able to play center field?" Yes, I do. I think Tommy Edman would be able to come back. Had he not been playing center field, they would have felt confident. But the time that he's taking to make sure that the ankle is good enough to play center field, basically at an everyday or almost everyday level, is something that they're waiting for. So once he's able to do that, they're going to feel comfortable with him being good to go. And then that's going to change a lot. So I'm excited to see how that works things out and what they do with Andy Pages there. What do they do with Teoscar? They leave him in right and kind of how they shuffle things around there. So we'll see. So I'm confident, Rod. So thanks for the question. I'm confident that Dave Roberts will be able to pencil Tommy Edman in the center field. So, all righty. Chat, thank you, everybody. Please enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy the rest of your work day. Dodgers get the Baltimore Orioles in Baltimore. Remember, this is an earlier start today. This is going to be at 4:05 Pacific, so a little bit later than against the Pirates. You get Tyler Glasnow and Dean Kramer. Like I said, I expect the Dodgers to take care of business today offensively. I can't speak to how much they're going to do it, but I believe they'll be able to scratch enough across. Tyler Glasnow has been trending, so I'm excited to see how he builds on that. I know the Orioles have been playing good ball. They just swept the San Diego Padres, so I'm sure they've got a little juice. You're welcome, Rod. Everybody, please subscribe, like, do all the things for us. Thank you for joining me on DodgerHeads Unplugged. We're joining or building a good community, so thank you. It's good to see all the regulars in here, new people. Thank you. Shelly's got to turn around. She's got the vibes in a little bit different direction. She made me talk about some hopium there. So I can't go any lower than the barrel's at. So from there, we're going to stay baseline and just look at what we can do. All right. But thank you. Please, you all enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, my name is Scott Geirman. I'm going to say go Dodgers. I'm going to say go Dodgers today, and then we'll take it day by day. But please check us all out at Dodger Blue 1958, Dodger Blue YouTube. If you're listening after the fact there, rate, subscribe, comment down below. Find us at all podcast networks. But please enjoy the rest of your day, guys. And as always, go Dodgers.